Hey guys, welcome to another Explore. Today we're exploring this abandoned hospital and power plant, both on the same property. We're going to be exploring the power plant first, so if you don't want to see that, just the hospital, then just skip ahead, I guess. But this is the outside of the power plant. Looks pretty cool. It's not the biggest power plant in the world, but it is still pretty cool. So at this point we just parked, and we saw a little gap in the fence, and we just absolutely ran into the power plant as fast as we could because we didn't want to be seen by anyone. But yeah, this is the power plant. Looks pretty cool. And on the left, you can see a few lockers. So it's probably like a locker room for the employees. I'm not sure why there's pipes and tubes and whatnot on the right in like the same room, but yeah, it's still pretty cool to see. And it's kind of expected in the power plant as well. I'm not sure what they do though. I'm not an engineer. This room was the boiler room though, and it's pretty big. I liked it a lot. And this box, I guess you can say, was the control room, and it was pretty cool. There were 3 boilers, I guess you can say, and they were all green. Some of them were starting to rust, but they were all green. And this would have been the control panel, where people would control the boilers, make sure they're not about to explode or anything like that, I'm assuming. But it was pretty cool to see that most of them weren't stolen or smashed up by other vandals. Because, you know, this is a pretty, a lot of people know about this spot. It's not exactly hidden. But it was good to see that there wasn't too much graffiti around or stuff stolen or broken stuff. So that was pretty good. And above us, I think I showed it a few seconds earlier, right over there is the water storage area. We'll see that later in the video. But that's where they would keep the water. I'm not sure why. Again, I'm not a power plant expert. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And going up these stairs, I honestly just wanted to get a better view of the actual power plant. But it was quite scary, I guess you could say, because I am scared of heights, and they did not seem too stable. So I kind of wanted to be kind of quick. And go through fast, relatively fast, but it did give a pretty good view of the plant and gave some pretty good picture opportunities too. So that's another view of the water storage area, and those pipes over there on the left would be used to bring smoke over to the one smokestack that there was at this plant. But yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty sketchy at the same time, I guess. But here is the entrance to the turbine hall. And the turbine hall was not too big. It's quite small actually, just 2 small turbines. But again, the power plant was just used for supplying the hospital with power and not an entire city. So I understand why it's small, but it's still pretty cool to see, and you can see that it was kind of old, and it did look pretty cool too. The rust was really nice on it. And again, there wasn't too much graffiti, there wasn't too much destruction or anything like that. And at the end of the room, over there, if you can see, are the control panels for the turbine hall. Again, I'm really glad they weren't smashed up or stolen or anything like that. And so it was pretty cool seeing all the buttons and the labels and what they would do and all of that stuff. So it's definitely pretty cool. Just the engine control on and off. I don't know why, but I was kind of hoping it would turn on. It didn't, obviously, but it's definitely pretty cool. And this is the room right next to the turbine hall. And I'm assuming this is where the electricity would go. And then from here, it would be transferred over to the hospital. And there were quite a few danger signs here. I didn't exactly count, but I think there were like 20, more than 20 actually, like on every circuit board. So there were definitely quite a few. But this is another view of the boiler room. Right now we're going to go over to the 2nd and 3rd floor, and then over to the water storage area. And again, I wasn't a fan of the stairs, because again, I have a fear of heights, and I didn't really want to fall through. But here's a higher view of the boiler room, and it gets kind of better as you go up, so you can see everything from a different angle. But this is the entrance to the 2nd floor, right behind. Let's just take a look at another angle of the boiler room, and go into the 2nd floor area. So this room was pretty decayed, and over there you could actually see an elevator. So Just pretty careful not to fall through. That would be unfortunate. But this room over here was really cool because this is where they kept a bunch of pipes, a bunch of bolts, and a bunch of stuff like that in case they needed to repair anything or rebuild anything. And I was pretty surprised that it wasn't all thrown about and stolen or destroyed, you know, because if this spot was really popular, which it kind of was, that's why I was surprised, but people would have just thrown everything off the shelves and all that. So I was pretty glad that it was still in pretty decent order. This is the actual water storage area, and it did look really, really nice, just because of the colors, and the lighting was really nice as well, and the paint peel on the top, on the roof, was really nice too. And well, yeah, this is it. This is where they would store water. Again, I'm not sure why, but you can see they put like a big board over the actual tank to make sure no one fell in, which was pretty smart. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Had good lighting, and the view outside was really nice because we were already pretty tall, and we were on a mountain too, so it was a really, really nice view. I liked it a lot. This is the hospital though. It was absolutely massive. It was 5 floors tall, and it went back a long way, as you can see. But we were really only looking for this main room, and it was the center room, and it had a really, really nice domed ceiling with a nice skylight. But yeah, this is just the way in. This is as soon as we got in. There's this big room over here. I would assume maybe like a laundry room or something. And then the rooms on the right were patient rooms. They're quite small, quite decayed. I'm not sure anything was really left, but it was still pretty cool to see. And these were the stairs going up to the second floor. And they didn't even look like stairs really. You know, there was so much dust and debris and whatnot on the stairs that it didn't look like stairs anymore. And it was really steep and kind of difficult to climb up to. Why I'm making a voiceover here is honestly because there was so much dust in the actual hospital and power plant that I was wearing a respirator the whole time, and I didn't want to really sound muffled for the video, so I just decided I'd make a voiceover for it. But this is actually the outside of the power plant, and as you can see, they put like structures to try to support, I mean the hospital, not the power plant, but they put these structures to try to support the hospital because of how old and collapsed and damaged it is, that it could just fall. But this is an area closer to the dome ceiling. Again, we were trying to get there as soon as possible. We didn't want to spend too much time in here. But this area was pretty vandalized. There was a lot of dust, there was a lot of destruction. But this was actually pretty cool. It was like a hydrotherapy tub, I'm assuming, I'm not sure. But those 2 blue straps would probably be used to strap the patient's arms and legs onto the tub, make sure they don't do anything. But it was definitely pretty cool to find. And in this room on the right, as you can see, we actually found another one, which was pretty cool too. You know, I'm surprised they weren't all smashed up. So it's definitely a cool find. And this, actually, I just want to show this part just because of how nice the staircases were. There was this one, and then there was one directly on the right of it. But just take a look at the designing, I guess you say, and the architectural features on the railings. It looked really, really nice. And although it was really decayed, it was still cool to see the amount of time and effort put into making them. And I'm assuming this would have been the main entrance, so you'd be greeted by those 2 pillars and these 2 symmetrical staircases on the right and left side. And since it's the main entrance, we assumed is really, really close to the dome ceiling, so we knew we were at the right direction. This is another patient room. It's pretty small, really decayed as well, but yeah. And this is the hallway over to the domed ceiling room, and I was pretty excited to see it. I've seen pictures all over the internet, so I was really, really excited to finally take a look at it. But this is the room right next to it. As you can see on the left, there's like small domes, domed entrances, I guess, like to go in. But this is it. This is it. And as you can see on the top, there's a really, really nice skylight with really nice stained glass on the top. And I'm surprised it hasn't been broken or anything. But it was really, really nice. And the camera can't even, you can't even see how big the place actually was. But it was really, really nice. And as you can see, the roof, it's kind of it's kind of falling apart, you know, and you can see the insulation on the walls, and you can see part of it just completely fall down. And the lighting in the room was really, really nice because of all the windows surrounding it, and you can see 4 lights as well. And from what I've seen, this used to actually be a dining hall. I think the dining area, the lunchroom. So that was pretty cool. But this is the floor, and it looked like there was actually a really nice tiling, or maybe some drawings on it, I guess you can say. Now it's all covered in dust and debris and whatnot, but it probably would have looked really, really nice in its prime. There's another view on the insulation and the broken ceiling, and I wouldn't be surprised if this place just collapses, because it's not really stable, and I highly doubt it's going to be standing in the next like 10 years. But here we are. This is the end of the video. It's quick video, quick explore. Hope you guys liked the voiceover, the commentary type video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.